Welcome to IDT Rugby Chat. I think last week I picked the Highlanders to win. That was an absolute disaster. We'll talk about that tonight. And I think I picked Dunedin to beat Zingari. And that, sorry, not Zingari, Dunedin to beat the Hawks to make the top four, and that duly happened. With me tonight I've got Snowy from Speights, also a Zingari man, just to talk about how Zingari are going. And I've also got big AJ the Chicken, who's just turned up. He's our late special guest. AJ, mate, we might start with you.
Too right.
So are you still employed at the Highlanders?
Yeah, well, I managed to actually gain a bit of redemption this year. Did the full season last year and...
Then got sacked?
Oh, no, not quite. I wouldn't say that. Moved on. Moved up to the Big Smoke in Auckland and had an opportunity to put the suit on again. Things went a bit sideways and gave it a bit of redemption on the Chiefs game, actually.
The Chiefs game that was on the other day?
Yeah, that was the welcome back.
Well, wasn't there three streakers?
No, not the Chiefs game up in Hamilton.
Right.
One down here.
Oh, you got back for this,
yeah.
right.
So,
but people have been telling me you're actually been used after the big tackle that you did make, and you became an overnight sensation. Have you been used as a consultant to look into the streaker problem around the country?
Yeah, well, I quite a bit of feedback. I'm giving quite a bit of feedback at the moment of brown tackles and the streaker tackles. Funny because it was the first I've ever made.
First ever tackle.
First and last, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, there's been a bit of noise around the country recently, obviously. And
well, mate, we'll come back to that. Snowy, I'll bring you in. We're not talking about Zingari, but let's just talk about the Eels briefly. I know AJ sort of tied up with the Eels as well. Yeah. Now the Eels, look, you guys present a few awards this year. There's prizes for the Galloway Trophy and there's prizes for obviously the top team at the end of the year and the Speights Challenge Shield. Looks like these Eels boys are going to win the lot. You'll be sick and tired of them.
They're going pretty good. They've still got to get over Green Island at the weekend.
That'll be a biggie.
Yeah, hopefully. So that's the beauty of the Challenge Shield, you see.
Yep.
Green Island having a rough season. If they can get up over the Eels, well,
they get the Challenge Shield.
They're into it. So
that would be like somebody picking Germany to be up 5-0 at half time. Let's be honest.
Correct. But funnier things have happened. But yeah, certainly the Eels are travelling along pretty good. Yeah, Charlie O'Connell's chat at work's actually been pretty quiet this year. It's been bloody good actually. I get a bit sick of it on the odd occasion. So
he's been not like the rest of the Eel supporters. He's obviously been pretty quiet, pretty humble.
The problem is
he's a humble man, Charlie.
Well, he is a humble man, but he hasn't got that Ben Kerr on his shoulder just chipping away as well. You see, so
he's up living with me now.
Yeah, exactly.
BK. Yeah, good roost.
Yeah, not a bad rooster, but the two of them together, terrible.
So AJ, like you were a bit of an Eels man at one stage, weren't you? Weren't you tied up in the management?
Well, helped manage the team with JC there. And Andy Larson, Fairfield principal.
Right.
But my role was really not much.
Right.
I didn't do too much. I was probably the loudest on the sideline. A lot of fizz, and that's what I'm good for.
Right.
Fizz on the sideline. But it was a great year with the Eels. Unfortunately, fell at the last hurdle. But I'm hoping that they'll do it this year. Yeah,
so let's come back to the whole look. There was the big streaker incident at the test, right? Now, like you'd have watched that. Now, you being the hero that you are now, what did you think about all the furore that was around the whole streaker at the test? The security guard. I reckon the security guard let him go to start with, and then got really grumpy and took him out. So, as the expert, what do you got to say about the whole incident?
Well, Forsyth Bar Stadium is obviously the turf, the hallowed turf that I used to guard, and I don't think it would have happened like that at all.
Right.
For one, he wouldn't have been in the back line. I mean, he got too far.
Yeah.
And that's why the furore and the drama is that he was there in the back line, ready. I think he was at third receiver, and he was there stationary, and that's why it was such a big hit because he was there just standing there waiting.
So my question though, if the security guard was wearing a funny suit, would there have been so much drama about the security guard?
Negative. No,
none at all.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, it's him being there, just standing and waiting for it. I mean, if he hadn't been licked up, probably would have been broken bones. I mean, right. Neymar only had a wee knee to the back, and he's got a broken one. So,
yeah, but he's a soccer player, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
so he had the wrong kit on. So if he is in the chicken suit, this guy.
Well, that's what I think. That's what I think, Snow. I thought if that security guard was wearing a chicken suit, there would have been no drama at all. They would have taken the guy away. The chicken would have been applauded like AJ was last year, but he would have moved on.
Yeah, it was a good hit, let's be honest.
I was happy with it.
Solid hit.
Yeah, but he wasn't I mean, sorry, I wasn't a reserve grade or Canterbury development player as well. So I went a bit lower.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. He did hit him hard.
Bootlaces, crucial.
Bootlaces stuff.
Yeah.
Crucial. Let's go down. Look, let's come back to Zingari. Now, look, they've won 3 straights now. Now, the last time they won 3 straight, I reckon, was probably in the late 90s. So, you've watched quite a few of their games. So, what's the difference this year with these boys?
Well, I think, to be fair, I haven't watched that many games, but from me, from the outside looking in, I think if you look at most teams that have are going pretty well, in recent times they've been led really well.
Yep.
So Charlie O'Connell at Tyree and Peter Murley's at Harbour and Sam Anderson-Heathers at Dunedin. I think every team's got a really good leader. And
yep.
I think Joe Ladder's probably made a big difference to that team. He does everything well and above average. Also, they've got that Lockie Moore in the back line. He's bloody solid. He's a great player. So
yep.
Wouldn't look out of place in the Otago jumper, I don't reckon. But
that's a big call.
He's going good. I've got to stick up for the colours, boys. We don't
yep.
get too many shots at the title. So, but I think the other thing with those guys is as well that they're well coached by Melly. Any man that can play Premier footy at 40 at 140 plus clicks has got to be good.
It's going well.
It's going well.
He reckons he's lost weight though.
Oh, I debate that. To be fair,
may have lost a couple of
Mind
fingers.
you, I shouldn't really throw stones in the glass house, should I?
No, well, you probably just don't fill out a jersey like Melly does for all
Correct.
said
He had a special jersey, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently it was 2 put together.
Correct.
What are you weighing in at?
Oh, about 100 plus, just.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
Too
there.
right. I'll see it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. But I think the other thing with Zingari, mate, is to be fair, is there's probably half a dozen or so guys that have been there for 3 years now, and they're actually starting to play some really good footy. A guy, Christian Walker, playing at fullback, and,
yep.
and Marcy at hooker, and those sort of guys. And I think they're good mates and they get on well, and they're starting to play some pretty good codes. So, 3 wins straight. It'd be great to get another one this weekend. I think one of the thing with the lads is this year is they were saying at the weekend that they've got 4 of the 5 trophies, which they haven't had for a long time. So. They're going okay, and I think it just proves if you kind of stick with it and keep on trucking, that
it'll come.
It'll come eventually.
And there's a bit more depth. Obviously, a bit more depth in the club.
Yeah, they've got a Premier 2 team, and apparently
they're going okay, aren't they?
I'm not sure what their results have been like, to be fair, and I know they've got another Colts team as well, and those sort of things are crucial. So hopefully they can keep going and see how they go. It's good to see.
Right, mate. We'll come back to now. Look, so what did this Waikato game last week? They were playing Waikato. The Chiefs were playing the Hurricanes. So look, all of a sudden 3 streakers get on the ground at once. Now, you must have a bit of a theory on that. That's just not good enough.
I think it's a very well executed plan. There's probably been a bit of planning involved there. You got to take your hats off to them to have three lads going at once.
Not that drunk, so they could do it. They could actually get on there all at the same time.
Yeah, and all from different angles as well. Throw them off.
Right.
And I think it's a fantastic. If you've seen the video of the replay,
I haven't seen it. Is it quite good?
Yeah, very good. There's a lot of trips. It's very sloppy on the deck, and security guards and the streakers themselves falling over is quite hilarious. So I think with the security guards these days, they've all got their boots on, but we're starting to see now the odd streakers starting to think about going to the game in boots.
Right.
Yeah.
They're coming prepared.
But maybe the way forward is actually life bands and for $5,000 for
doing it.
For fines, because in Aussie there's not too many other than that Origin streaker the other year.
Well, I see the kid that did the test match here. He got $500 off his mates, and he got fined $500. So he was square for the card.
So it's always going to happen, and it is entertaining.
Well, I mean, Snow. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not promoting it, but if there's a lull in the game.
Yeah, I think I seem to remember a few years ago at Stag Stadium, Rugby Park in Invercargill, a guy that was a couple of years younger us at school, a guy Jimmy Corbett, not a bad footy player, good cricketer as well. He actually did a streak fully clothed and proceeded to joe out in the middle of the paddock, which I found quite interesting. So
he was carried off in the stretcher
at the time. That was hugely entertaining.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of sit on the fence a little bit with it, but as long as they don't get too much in the action, then. Yeah, it's a bit of a laugh.
So look, I mean, is there any more offers on the table? You're back doing any work at the moment for the Highlanders? You've done the late games this year. You'd be back on deck.
I'm really just floating about it, really. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I've actually got my own little sport coaching business here in Dunedin, so that keeps me busy.
Right. Okay. So you've actually got a real job. So,
yeah.
So are you going to get? I mean, what happens? There's no chickens at the NPC, is there? We don't have a chicken at the NPC.
Don't know. No idea.
Yeah, the Razorback. Yeah.
that Razorback.
Yeah.
Can you turn yourself into a Razorback?
Well, yeah, I was. I actually donned the razor for a couple of games last year.
Of course he did.
Yeah,
Of course he did.
float myself about. It's all about the fizz on the sideline. You just
Pump it up.
Yeah,
So
pump
you,
it up.
so you
it's
could
a big dance.
So you could be the Razorback this year.
Well, you never know. Big game. The
get paid?
counties first counties game
Up in
there.
counties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to take the shield off them. So I heard talking to a few lads recently. They've got a big shield squad going up. So I think Speights are behind
Right.
behind them there on a bit of kiss.
Can you confirm or deny that you're going to send him up as the Razorback?
First I've heard, but it sounds good.
Right,
Yeah,
you've
let's
seen him
lock
up?
it in.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
There's about 50 lads heading up. It's going to be huge. So
Right, boys, we'll move on. We'll go into the Form 15, then we'll come on to these games. We need to talk about this big game, this Zingari playing Dunedin, which I think is probably the big game of the last round. So, boys, we're going to make a lot of changes to our Form 15. We're going to start in the forwards, and I've got a bucket load of them to make tonight, lads. I apologise for that. So, who's in? We've got, looking at the front row, Peter Merrilees is gone. He's out because they lost to Dunedin.
Fair enough.
So he's gone. Sam Sturgis comes into the front row. I'm dumping Nick McLennan. And there's all the little pirate stickers
the
up
tattoo
there.
monster goes well.
He does
Yeah.
go quite well.
Well,
He can
what's
rip
in there?
Yeah, he's out. I'm going to replace him with Aki Suili.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Another
Yeah.
Tory boy.
Yeah.
So I'm
fair
putting
You
him
can
in
almost
now.
get both of them in there to big props.
Now, might be wondering why these little pirate stickers are up here, because apparently the guy that puts us together, he felt they were underused all year. In fact, I should put them up, so that's fair enough. And we're going to dump Scott Manson. He's gone. They lost. I'm actually putting in Brendan Ethorn, Ox Ethorn from the Sharks.
Brilliant.
You know, as we know, one of the main men at the stadium. He's come into the side.
Solid unit. Like
Joe Latta stays. Mike Colville stays. I'm dumping Willis Scott. Haven't written his name for the last couple of weeks. I'm putting Harmy Taylor.
Captain's side last year.
Yeah, but he's out now.
Last week, sorry.
And we're moving into the back lines now, lads. I've got a few changes there as well. Kurt Hammer from the Eels, he's gone. I'm bringing in Nick and Eggs. They've made the top four, but I'm bringing in. I'm dropping Peter Breen for the first time for a long time. Can't believe I'm putting Mike Casey's son in the side, Josh Casey.
All 19 points though last week.
Yeah, he scored a lot of points, and I'm dumping Sione Pulu from Dunedin. The reason why, he went to score a try on Saturday. He went over the line by 3 or 4 yards, forgot to dot the ball down, and got taken into the dead ball, taken into the over the sideline.
Yeah, that's
unbelievably bad.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, Kieran Moffat, and I'm dropping Tay Walden for the first time for a while, and I'm putting in Fuatai from the from Varsity. What do you think of that, lads? It's not a bad side. Probably not enough Eels for your liking.
Yeah, a few varsity lads in there.
But the two top Zingari boys, now you see, are still in
Yeah,
there.
they're going good.
They're going good.
Sounds of it.
They're going good.
No, it's good.
Right, let's come on to the games this weekend. Not much going on this weekend, lads, in terms of club rugby, because effectively the top four has already been named and Harbour are gone. But I think the first thing we need to talk about, I'll get an opinion from you both. I think the big game is this game, Zingari against Dunedin. Zingari go 4 straight. Look, mate, if they win this game, Zingari, Snowy, are they back as a serious threat next year?
Oh, who knows, mate? They're certainly going steps in the right directions. You know, starting to win some games and back to back just gives them a bit of confidence. So I certainly hope they win the game. But it's a pretty good Dunedin team. So don't know who's playing for Dunedin this week, but if they've got a couple of likes of Trenton Renata or Gareth Evans, then
I think they both. I think both those boys don't. You heard it here first. They might both. I think they might both be in the Highlanders, from what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay.
So they might both be out. So do you think Zingari can tip them over and win this?
I hope so. Yeah, absolutely.
Righto.
Yeah.
AJ.
Yeah, it's a big matchup. I mean, Harbour against Eels the other day, they were on a roll as well. So if Zingari can do what Harbour couldn't,
Yep.
and take over that Dunedin side, well, yeah, definitely a force for 2015.
Okay, Tyree Green Island, the mighty Eels at home against the Spannerheads. What are you picking?
There'll be 10 tries there.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, and you'll be picking the upset, the Spannerheads.
You're right. Yeah, I'll run with it. Yeah.
Yep. You've got to go with it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Righto. University Harbour. What are you thinking now? Harbour come off that loss. They've come off 2 losses in a row. They've lost to the Eels. They've lost to the Sharks. Can they tip over University and drop University back to 4th?
It's a great question. No, I'm going to go to University. I think. I don't know why. No idea.
Right.
Just purely because that was the one I was looking at on the sheet.
Okay. What do you think? Can Harbour bounce back after these 2 losses? These 2 crushing losses?
Well, yeah, they've been close losses. I think they can.
Yeah,
third time lucky. A couple of close losses, and yeah, I think Harbour will get up.
Okay. Southern Pirates.
Southern.
Too easy.
Yep.
Southern Pirates. Same.
Southern.
And they'll probably, this is a tough game, lads. This was a middle of the table clash. If these sides have got the chance of being passed by, I know Kaikoura have got the chance of being passed by Zingari. So Alhambra, Kaikoura down at the Pony Pit.
Oh, a good mate of mine's son's playing for Alhambra. He's running around the side of the scrum, so we'll go with those lads.
You'll go with the Alhambra boys?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I mean, tonight's Origin would go with Alhambra, the Maroons. I'm a fan, but Nathan Hull's a good roast. He works for me, so yeah, Kaikoura.
You're going with Kaikoura? Right, you've heard it here first. Look, there's a couple of things I want to finish on. So look, can we take it to the bank, Snow, that you've got him as the Razorback for the year?
You have to talk to the lads at Otago Rugby. It sounds like he's signed himself up anyway.
You've signed yourself up, so you're in?
Oh, why not?
You're
in.
in.
Take that shield early doors and.
Right, look, you've heard it here first. Oh, there's just one other thing, lads, before we do finish. Let's quickly talk about the Highlanders. Well, you got the Highlanders shirt on. You've been their mascot for 2 years. Look, we got absolutely roasted by the Waratahs away. I mean, Snowy, do you give us any chance of tipping over the Crusaders up there on Saturday night?
Well, they've got to, basically. So I think they'll be pretty desperate, and might really want to win it. And it'll be good to be playing some to lock it in with a win.
Yeah.
And play some.
Well, if we win, we could actually get a home semi,
which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Mike Kerr will be loving it then. He'll be in a job for another year.
Another 10 years.
They'll pay for his wages, you see. So.
Right. Okay, what do you think? So you've got the Highlanders. Can they tip the Crusaders over?
Yeah, I think they can. Yeah, it'll be real tough up there, but yeah, the boys have showed hard all season, and I think that'll get them over on. Is it Saturday night? Is it
Saturday night?
Yeah, big night.
Right, look, you heard it here first. Look, I think there's a couple of big games this weekend. Look, I think Dunedin will just get up over Zingari. And I think Varsity will be far too strong for the Hawks this week. And in that big game up in Christchurch, look, I tipped the Highlanders last week. Look, I can't do it this week. I think they go down by a couple. They get a bonus point. They confirm their place in the 6. But I just can't see them getting over the line. And we'll be back with you again next week.